Something doesn't add up. The Knicks are defending NBA champions, training camp is getting closer, every contender in the Eastern Conference is trying to improve, and yet the Knicks still haven't filled one of the biggest needs on their roster, a backup center. At first, I thought maybe Leon Rose just has not found the right player, but then I started looking at everything that's happened over the last month. Mitchell Robinson gone, Ariel Hukporti was not brought back, Trey Jemison just left to the Raptors, Jeremy Sohan to the Blazers. The Knicks have continued clearing the path at center without rushing to replace it. And yes, we did sign Andre Drummond, but we do still need a younger, athletic, and quicker center on the third string. But the fact that a lot of our former bigs have already left, it doesn't feel random anymore. It feels intentional, and today another piece of the puzzle dropped with Tyler Nickel's contract situation. So the question is not just who will the Knicks sign, I think the better question is what does Leon Rose know that the rest of us do not? Let's start with the obvious. If you're trying to defend a championship, you do not usually become thinner at one of your most important positions, especially after losing someone as big of a rim protector as Mitchell Robinson. And as solid as Andre Drummond is, he is just not the same type of rim protector that Mitch was. And they've continued waiting. Meanwhile, we've seen names come off the board around the league, yet Leon Rose has not pulled the trigger. When one player leaves, that's normal. But when multiple players leave the same position and you still do not react, that's usually a sign that you're working towards something bigger. I'm not saying the Knicks already have a trade completed. Nobody credible has reported that, but I do think that the pattern tells us something. Leon Rose does not appear to be acting like a general manager who's panicking. He looks like someone who's comfortable waiting, and that makes me wonder why. One of Leon Rose's biggest strengths since taking over has been patience. Think about it. How many times have Knicks fans wanted an immediate move only for Leon Rose to wait and end up making the better decision? We've seen it with trades, we've seen it with free agency, and we've seen it at the draft. The easiest move is not always the smartest move. Right now, there are still a few veteran centers available, such as Kayil, Bismack Biyombo, and Nick Richards, but there will also be players waived before the season. There will be teams that decide to rebuild, there will be trade opportunities before the deadline, and if Leon Rose believes a better option becomes available later, why lock yourself into the wrong player today? That's the difference between reacting and planning. Now let's talk about today's news. August 5th is an important deadline for second-round draft picks. The Knicks have decisions to make regarding Tyler Nickel. Reports indicate that Nickel is expected to explore returning to college if he does not reach an agreement with New York under the current eligibility landscape. At first glance, that seems unrelated, but I actually think it's connected because the Knicks are making two different decisions at the same time. One is protecting the future, and two is preserving flexibility today. Now regarding Jack Kayil, he's in a completely different situation because of his overseas contract that's still in place right now. The Knicks already control his NBA rights, but Nickel is different. His situation needs to be addressed today. That does not mean Leon Rose is rushing, it means he's balancing today's roster with tomorrow's roster. And that's something that championship organizations have to do, and I think this offseason has revealed something important. The Knicks are not just satisfied with one championship, they're trying to build a team that can compete for several years. That's a completely different mindset. Every move now has to be viewed through the lens of the second apron, roster flexibility, internal development, future assets, and that's why Jack Kayil matters, that's why Tyler Nickel matters, that's why Mohamed Diawara and even Pacome Dadier still matter. Every inexpensive contributor that you develop internally gives you more freedom to keep your championship core together, so maybe waiting on a center is not hesitation, maybe it's discipline. Maybe Leon Rose believes the right opportunity simply has not arrived yet. Here's what I do know. Leon Rose has earned the benefit of the doubt 100%. That does not mean that every move will work. No front office is perfect, but over the last several years, he's consistently shown that he's willing to ignore outside pressure if he believes patience leads to a better outcome. That's why I'm not panicking over the empty roster spots. I'm paying attention to it because eventually that patience has to lead somewhere, whether it's a trade, a veteran signing, or a training camp surprise, or even something that nobody sees coming. The Knicks clearly believe there's a better option than simply grabbing the first available center, and honestly, that's the most interesting part of this entire offseason. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Leon Rose is waiting for a trade, a buyout, or training camp cuts? Or do you think the Knicks should stop waiting and sign the best available center right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, do not forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.